Hi everyone, this is Pamela from Too Few Acres. Have you ever had a lot of leaf droppage and you couldn't understand why? Well, here I'm going to explain to you what I have found and how I'm going to take care of it, and also how to prevent it. So join me in learning what spider mites are, what do they do, and how to get rid of them, and then also how to keep them from damaging your plant even more. Let's discuss spider mites. They're very tiny. They're like a reddish brown color. They like to spin their webs underneath your leaves and sometimes even on top. I found mine on top, and they latch onto your leaf and they suck the juices dry. Their webs are pretty thick, and you think that they're just regular spiders, posting webs all over your, tree or plant, but that's not the case most of the time. It's actually quite common, and if your plant goes outside, that's pretty susceptible for attracting a spider mite, and then before you know it, they lay eggs and they just then you end up with a whole slew of spider mites all over your tree doing horrible damage. But you can see the webs there, and there's the little spider mites you can see that's actually on one of my leaves, and then there's the eggs you can see right there. So my solution to this was panic, and so I started doing my research, and I went ahead and I got the tree at fastgrowingtree.com. And so I went ahead and called their plant expert and gave her all the problems I'm having with the tree, and also, what I've done in the past, what I'm currently doing for the tree. And it was diagnosed that spider mites. And so I raced to my tree, and lo and behold, there they were, because I knew exactly, after researching and seeing the pictures, I knew exactly what I was dealing with when I seen the webs, and then I took pictures to enlarge so I could see that it was definitely spider mites and that I have a major problem. Can this be cured pretty easily? Yes. One of the things that she told me was I needed to make sure that every leaf was sprayed, and the stems, the branches, the base, like the trunk of the tree, the dirt, the pot, everything had to be sprayed, including my plants around the tree. So basically, it's like taking your tree and putting it in a tub of solution, submerging it, and then bringing it out. That's not what you do, but it is kind of like that effect where you have to spray everything, every little nook and cranny to be able to kill these things off. I would suggest spraying it once every couple of days, just to, for the next couple of weeks, maybe once every 3, 4 days. And so that way, you got everything that's alive and then everything that's hatched. Spider mite eggs hatch about every 3 to 6 days. That's why I suggested to spray your plant down or your tree down every 3, 4 days. That way you can kill these little buggers off your tree or your plant. Spider mites like a dusty area, so like anything that's dry, really dry, or dusty is real susceptible for spider mites. They do not like humidity, lots of moisture. So you can spray your tree down, your plants down on a regular basis, and it helps deter them, but it will not help prevent them completely. So again, like I said earlier, I called the plant expert at fastgrowingtrees.com because this is exactly where I got my tree. And she started asking me questions. I answered them as truthfully as I could. And within just a few minutes, she was able to diagnose that it was definitely spider mites. So, again, like I said, I went and looked and I found them. And then she told me how to simply get rid of them and be able to have another healthy tree again. Now, with as bad as the situation is, the tree may not even produce lemons this year. I'm not sure. She said that it shouldn't affect it, but you never know. Only Mother Nature knows. But I do hope to see lemons this year. At least I was hoping for some. Let's see what happens. Right here, I am doing a little more thorough inspection of the tree. I'm looking at the stems. I'm going to be looking at the leaves. I'm going to make sure that I look at absolutely everything. And you can see here, I'm going to get a little closer to the tree. And so that way you kind of see how I'm looking at everything and making sure that I just give it a good thorough, looking at. That way I know what I'm dealing with, how I'm going to attack this problem, and go from there. And you can see I'm finding more uh, webs, and like I said, it's pretty heartbroken. You can see right there where there's some spiders in that leaf right there. Again, a lot of times you have to take pictures of the leaves or the webbing areas, and then you have to enlarge them to be able to see the spider mites themselves. One of the things she said that I needed was a clean spray bottle. So my husband went to the store and got this spray bottle, pretty good size. He picked me up two of them, and Dawn dish soap, the Ultra, but it was more or less the original formula. And she told me to add water to this bottle, and so it'd be like 50-50. So you add the water, and then however much water you add the Dawn dish soap to that. That's why I didn't fill it all the way up. And you just kind of mix it all together. And as you can see right here, I just got a small amount of water, and then I'll add my Dawn dish soap to this. I was afraid that it would cause more damage than it would cure my tree, but I was assured that Dawn dish soap is actually quite gentle for the plant, but it's pretty harsh for the bug, the spider. And so I went ahead and filled that up. So it is 50-50, and I just kind of shake it, not completely, just kind of slosh it around a little bit to make a good mixture on it. But one of the things I like about my husband is I told him what was the problem, and he also did the research. And, you know, with me, he was at work, I was at home, and we came up with our solution after talking to the lady at the fastgrowingtrees.com. And instead of coming straight home from work, he went right straight to the store and got me the stuff. And then I went ahead and did the mixture right away because I can't sleep knowing that my tree's having problems. And I didn't want to wait. So I put the mixture, and then right here, you can see I'm just kind of spraying all over the tree and making sure that I get absolutely everything. You can see I'm getting the soil, I'm getting the trunk of the tree, I'll be getting the pot as well. and just really just soaking everything down with this stuff. I actually filled that thing up twice to be able to complete it completely, but I pulled it away from my Nepenthes and just gave it a real good dousing. Now Friday, I will be picking up some neem oil, and I will be doing this again with some neem oil, but I couldn't sleep with knowing that my plant was having, or my tree was having so much issues. So I went ahead and started the process of getting rid of the spider mites. Now this will get rid of the spider mites completely, but again, I went ahead and I'm ordering the neem oil. That way I can kind of get it in both directions when it comes to this, because it is an infestation on my tree. And one of the things that you could do to prevent this from happening when you bring your tree in is literally treat your tree like it does have spider mites outside before you bring your tree inside your house or your plants. And that way you're not having to worry about your other plants, and it just doesn't create an issue inside your home. And that's how I will prevent this from happening. So now we have the diagnosis, the cure, and also the preventative measure, which is taking care of the plants before they come into the house. Because some of my plants will be in the house all year, they won't go outside. And with this happening, everything just kind of gotten exposed to the spider mites. And you can see I'm kind of going around, and I'm just really giving it a good spray down. And later that day, I went into there and did a second, uh, spray down on it. So that way I knew I got absolutely everything, and I was able to rest easier. This morning when I got up, there was hardly any, I think there was like two or three leaves. That is a big difference compared to what it was the day before. And so now you know how to take care of spider mites. You know how to identify the problem, and I hope this video actually helped you. I know that knowledge is power, and when it comes to plants, we need all the knowledge that we can get. Okay, friends, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you have taken a look at my channel. I appreciate the fact that you have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It does help my channel greatly. Leave a comment, hit the like button. Everything helps me. But if you have any more questions about the lemon tree, please leave a comment, and I'll be happy to either answer you in the comments or answer you in a video.